Good now? All right, let's get the Streamlabs up to 50 real quick. Let's get the Streamlabs up to 50. And we're going to put Law in... I guess we're putting Law in S. I just don't know about that, though. I feel like he's lost some aura as of late. But it's what the people choose. Kobe, I think Kobe's a solid... Kobe's a C. Kobe's a C. Kong is D. Kizaru... Kinemon is also D. King is B. I'm just doing the easy ones first. Kid is E. Kawamatsu is E. Killer actually Loki has more aura than Kid. I'd put Killer in C. Where are we putting Kizaru? Where are we putting Kizaru? Philly says, who are you ranting about Law and not listening to us? No, I had nothing negative to say about Law. I was just like, I think I put up the poll, and because I think Law's aura is higher than his strength. You know what I'm saying? Like, in terms of how he acts, it's way higher than what he actually is. But I still feel like he had so many bad things happen to him that, as of late, that I feel like I don't know if he's still an S. I was genuinely trying to figure out what's going on with stream because it was showing it was live on my OBS, but it wasn't live on here, so I'm not sure what the situation was. Just edited and started again. Kizaru, I don't know where to put. Gustav says, watch Chainsaw Man trailer, came out just an hour ago. Oh, I might watch that after this. But I don't know if there's as many Chainsaw Man fans in here right now. Let's do... Yeah, let's do Kizaru. Yeah, I think Kizaru's high in aura. I think Kizaru's an S. I would put him in S. Hawkins has more aura than Law and Kid. Hawkins had aura, but now after the way things went, I'm putting him in E. Because you kind of got to view how things went. Helmepo, E. Hongo's not a real dude. God's Knights, it's not a whole collective. Germa's not, we need individual characters here. All right, we're getting to the last batch. Karasu, I think Karasu's like a solid B. Just because of design and persona. Oh, people want Kizaru for A? Yeah, we can do Kizaru A. I guess that works. We can put Kizaru in A. I would have put him in S, but that's okay. Katakuri. I think Katakuri is S tier in aura. I definitely think Katakuri's in there. Kaku, I don't know. Kaku's just there. Kaku's kind of cool. Nah, Kaku's just there. Jinbei does have some aura. I'd put him in C. Jozu. Does Jozu belong in B? No, Jozu's probably a C. Ivankov, I don't think of really as like an aura character. Jabra, let's put him there. Jack, after everything that happened to him, let's put him there. Okay, Emu. Where are we putting Emu? Is Emu S? I think Emu's either S or A because Emu had that one moment. The knocks on Emu are the scene where he shits himself over Joy Boys hockey, and then the Joy Boy hockey thing, and then what else? There's one other thing. What was it after the Joy Boy hockey? Oh, I guess no. I think it's just the Joy Boy hockey. Yeah. So Emu goes in S. All right, Emu and S, and then finally we've got Gabon. No, that's not finally. Sengoku's gone. No point reading you. Prince Groose, I don't know. D. No point in Garling. Okay, yeah, we got one last batch basically. Gabon, I feel like is a solid A. I feel like Gabon's an A. Dragon. Uh, Dragon's tricky because I feel like Dragon, as of late, should have. I feel like he's dropped a little bit, but I don't think he's dropped so far. He's either S or A, as far as I can tell. I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna make the call. I'm just gonna put Dragon in A. I'm gonna put Dragon in A. I just don't think he belongs in S at this point in time because he hasn't been aura farming all of post time skip. Like, there's been no point in post time skip that he's been aura farming. NL had a lot of aura until that one moment, so I'm gonna put him in C. I think Frankie's a solid C. I think Fujitora is either an A or an S. I don't think he's S tier aura, but I'd say A. And then Danjiro, Random Scabbard, D. Doflamingo. Doflamingo. I think Doflamingo's S or A. Also, let's get the stream likes up to 50 real quick. Yeah, I'd put Doflamingo in S. All right, let's get Doflamingo up there. All right, who? Torian Progi? I don't know. D. Daifuku. D. Das Bones. I put Das Bones pretty high. I put Das Bones in B. I think Das Bones is pretty badass. Cracker. D. Chinjiao. E. Carrot. Fuck, they put Sulong form Carrot. Sulong form Carrot has a lot of aura. Normal Carrot doesn't, so I'll just average her out to C. I'm thinking of normal Carrot. Let's go with normal Carrot. Normal Carrot D. And then Joy Boy, we don't know enough about him to have. I mean, Joy Boy has a ton of aura, but it's just we've only seen a glimpse of him once. All right. Is there anybody that you strongly feel should be moved from A to S? I don't think so. I don't think there's anybody. Anybody that we haven't already done a poll for. So now we're going to vote on the who has the most aura in One Piece. All right? Y'all ready? Y'all ready? All right, we're doing our first batch. First batch. Most aura. No. It's not who has the most aura. Most aura farming. Slightly different question. Okay, hold on. Actually, let me ask you guys first. Most aura or most aura farming? Let's do that poll real quick. I can't even tell 100% what the difference is, but it feels like there's a difference. Oh, so you guys are split down the middle for it too. I guess the way I'd put the difference is like, so Zoro and Kaido, right? Let's say we compare Zoro and Kaido. Kaido obviously has more aura, I guess you would say, than Zoro. But Zoro spends more of his time aura farming. Like, he's trying to drop lots of quotes or do things that seem badass, basically. Whereas Kaido just is more badass. Does that make sense? No disrespect to Zoro, he's still on the come up, right? I don't even like Kaido like that, but, you know. You see the difference? Not really, no. Okay, then fuck it. Let's just do the poll. Let's just do the poll. I'll just say who. I won't even ask the question. You guys interpret it however. All right. This is our first batch. All right, this is pretty tight. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna run this again. I'm just gonna do Zoro and Zebek. Andrew and Ami says Zoro and Rocks together in the first batch is horrible seeding. Lol. It's not seeding. It's just the way. It's just the order that the character icons literally showed up. Cody Abbott, thanks to the two. More Dragon is on screen, more aura he loses. Yeah, he's like, I think he's like the reverse Shanks. Whereas like where Dragon Shanks started off as just like the goofy dad figure for Luffy at the bar. He even freaked out when like Higuma stole Luffy with like a smoke bomb and stuff. But then every scene after that, the more and more he's shown up in the story, the more and more badass Oda's made him seem. Dragon, I feel like, is the reverse, where like Dragon is introduced as like this super mysterious, like really, really yeah, I guess just really, really strong presence, very intimidating type. Maybe not even intimidating, but just this very mysterious, very like it feels like there's a lot of weight behind this character for us to uncover, right? A lot of weight, a lot of question marks and all of that stuff. And even just the way characters react to Dragon's name is huge. And then the more and more we see of Dragon, the less and less intimidating and like the more human he begins to seem, you know? Okay, so we're taking Zebek. All right, so Zebek is our first batch winner. Then we got Shanks, Roger, Garp, Whitebeard. Oh, what a grouping. Holy shit. Pick. That's insane. This group is just, yeah. Some of these characters probably, I don't know. I won't say anything. I think everybody deserves to be in here. Maybe Venus Juro could be dropped one, but yeah. Yeah, looks like Shanks is probably going to take away with this. Okay. That's basically all Shanks does. Every scene Oda writes for Shanks is a glazed scene. All right. And then we got Rayleigh, Garling, Venus Juro, Mihawk. It's funny that Shanks' dad shows up and then and turns out he's an aura farmer as well as this. Oh, people are rolling with. Oh no! Get the votes up. Get the votes up. There's more votes than that. I was like, yeah. I imagined. I'm not gonna say who I imagined would win this, but there's 0 votes for Vitas Juro. Yeah, maybe he shouldn't be here. All right, I'll give it 5 seconds. Yeah, it looks like Mihawk is gonna take this. Mihawk we've just seen way more of than Garling. Mihawk should take that. And then we got our last batch before we do the finals. Rayleigh got Shaggy, swims through the calm belt, intimidated Blackbeard. That's the cool thing about Rayleigh. Rayleigh, I think, is like Rayleigh is low key. He's genuinely one of like the coolest characters in One Piece. Like, because he's cool in a way that just feels very down to earth. If that makes sense. Like Mihawk is cool in a very overtly sort of badass way. Like he travels the ocean on a coffin with like candles and shit like that, right? Like, and just he hunted Marines in the past and stuff like that. Shanks, he's like Dragon, this mysterious revolutionary army leader. Shanks, an emperor of the sea, steps in, stops wars, does things like that, right? Rayleigh is cool in this just really, like, this beautifully down-to-earth sort of way, like very low-key sort of way, which in a sense, being cool in a low-key way is the coolest way to be cool, right? Like that's just the definition of cool, right? He's he was never like the Pirate King or an emperor or anything like that, but he was like the Dark King, like the right hand, this mysterious right hand figure of the Pirate King. Um, he he's a legend in his own right, but he doesn't go about like acting like a legend. He just does his own thing, goes gambles, stuff like that. But he'll show himself once in a while and just like remind the world government and stuff like, oh shit, fucking Rayleigh is still at large. Everybody respects him. Garp, Blackbeard, they all talk about how badass he was. He just doesn't make a big deal out of anything. Everybody at fucking God Valley, biggest war ever, was going after the same girl. Rayleigh was not the biggest name, not the strongest character there either, anything like that, but he's just Rayleigh. Like, he's just Rayleigh. Like, he gets the most beautiful woman in the world that everybody else is fighting over. Yeah, he's got all the hockey stuff down. He trains the next Pirate King very casually. Like, he literally just, you know what? I guess I'll just train the person that's gonna bring the dawn of the world and like resolve like 800 years. No, from the first world, like thousands of years of conflict or whatever. I'll just train the guy who'll do that. He's just Rayleigh. Like I think Rayleigh is literally the coolest character in One Piece in that he's very cool without it needing to be like a big deal. Does that make sense? Rayleigh's just that dude. All right, Emu. All right. Continuing on. Rayleigh is also a character that Oda never has look silly or anything like that. He never has him look silly or goofy or bad. He likes keeping Rayleigh as that guy. All right. All right. I'm not saying Rayleigh should have lost or should have won the aura thing compared to Mihawk, because Mihawk is more overtly badass and like has a more presence and is intimidating and everything. Rayleigh, I'm just saying, like, he's just cool in a down to earth way, like a very like low key sort of way. It's kind of just like when we found out that everybody in the world loved Shaggy or like was an idiot over Shaggy or whatever, except Rayleigh was kind of just like a normal guy about it. It's like, that kind of tracks with what we know of Rayleigh, Anyway, continuing on. Let's do the finals. Pick the winner. We got Zebek. We got Shanks. We got Emu. We got Mihawk. Not a strength thing, obviously. You guys know the drill. You know what it is. Yeah, Rayleigh doesn't farm it as much. That's what I'm saying. Like, he's cool, but he doesn't need to have moments that remind you how cool he is. He just is cool. Yeah, I think the winner just makes sense, because that is basically all Oda has Shanks do in the story. I think we knew the winner from the start, but Zebek's been on a bit of a tear. Zebek's been on a tear. All right, everybody. I apologize for the messier than usual stream. I apologize for the shorter than usual stream. I do want to remind you all that this is the last time that you can get the shirts. The shirts, this is it. This is it for the shirts. This is it for the shirts. You can get them now. And then it's closing. The window basically closes after this. I'm going to drop the link for you all right here. So make sure to get your shirts while you still can. Yeah. You're not going to find these anywhere else. We did this in collaboration with Gomu on Instagram. So make sure you get your shirts. The window closes now. Get your last orders in. This is pretty much it. We're not producing these after this. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this stream. I know it was a little bit messy. I don't know what happened. I put Ethernet in, and it continued to be messy. Maybe it's because I didn't put in Ethernet till partway through the stream. So I assume as long as I have Ethernet right off the bat, it should be fine. That's never been an issue before, so I'll be careful about that next time. Make sure to get your shirts. Hit the link to get them. And yeah, so next stream will be a Monday stream. Again, I'm traveling right now, so Monday's stream will also not be a usual time. So basically for the next week, Monday and next Friday's chapter stream will be unconventional times. So just a heads up for that. But then after that, we should be getting back to normal. Starting next Monday, we'll be back to normal, Labor Day. So I apologize for that, but it's just the way it is. I gotta travel at some point, so we're still getting in the streams, just not at the usual schedule. So I hope you guys understand. But yeah, thanks everyone for tuning in. Make sure to get your shirts, and yeah, with that, I will talk to you all later.